Good afternoon, dear students. How are you all? So, hope you are having a great learning day today. Yes. So, as we do generally, we directly go into the lesson, right? But today we'll do it in a different manner. So, before going into the lesson, I would like to share a small personal experience of mine. And after that, we are going into today's lesson. Is that fine? So, what do you see here in this picture? Surya, could you please elaborate? So, could you please give the mic to him?
Sir, I can see a door there.
Yes?
Yes, it seems to be like a house. If I'm not wrong, someone is sitting on the cot or table, if I'm not wrong.
Fine, Surya, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Rajesh, what do you see in this slide?
I think rooms, sir.
Yes, what do you observe in the background, if it's visible to you?
A room, and room has a bed. Room bed is there, sir.
Fine, thank you so much. So, I would like to narrate a story on this. This, this window, which I call it to be mystery window to me. Right? This is an apartment, and since everything is dark behind it, we are just focusing on the window itself. That's why I'm calling this as a mystery window. So the story is like this. So when I was a student, when I was preparing, I had this habit of studying till late at night. And after 1 or 2 hours of preparation, I would come into my balcony just for relaxation. And after a few days, I observed this particular window having a light switched on. After many days, I started to believe that there is some student in it who is preparing like me, and I had a competitor next door. So this gave me a kind of motivation to study more, and I used to just smile to myself and go back to study. That's what I did. But suddenly, yeah, that's you can see me just observing the window, right? So, but suddenly one day, what I found was the window is blank. The light was not coming from the window. Then, as human beings are very inquisitive, I also felt the same and went to the apartment to find out what the truth was. So I asked the watchman, and what he said was really shocking to me. And after listening to watchman, I just came back to my room, sat at my study table, and started studying silently. And I tell you, I never went into the balcony and observed this window again. So that's what the story is. So what do you think that might have happened there? Mr. Venkatesh, could you? Yes?
Because maybe the other person might have left the apartment because you started observing the other person who is in the room.
It was a nice guess. Yes, Mr. Raj Kiran.
Sir, I think the student secured a job.
Student secured a
Job.
It was a nice assumption from you. Yes, Mr. Priya, Miss Priya.
He might have gone to his home.
He might have gone to his home. It was again a nice guess. But let me reveal the reality to you. Right. Yes, let's know the reality. There was no student at all. And this room was used to store old furniture. And the light was switched on only for scaring away the rats. And one fine day, what happened in that room was the bulb burned out and the watchman forgot to change it. Right. So after listening to the reality and your guesses and assumptions, did you learn something from here? Sometimes our guess and our assumptions can be wrong as well. Right. So this reminds me of one topic, drawing inferences. Right. So let me directly jump into the topic for today. It is drawing inferences. What is an inference? It is a conclusion that we draw from indirect evidence. Right. So as I started narrating the story, your brain started connecting few things and arrived at a conclusion, right? If I'm not wrong, that's what has happened, right? So these hints can be considered as the evidence. And the conclusion which the story, which your brain told you is the conclusion, right? So inference is nothing but clues from the text plus our thinking and understanding. So we need to connect few things while we are reading, right? So that's what is an inference. Yes. So there are three words. If you observe me when you are giving your guesses, I told it was a nice guess, it was a nice assumption. But I never mentioned it was a nice inference, right? I did not mention it was a nice inference. Because what you have done was merely a guess or merely an assumption. It's not an inference. But these three words are being used synonymously, but they all mean different. So let us first differentiate these things and then go deep into the topic. So guess is a conclusion with little or no evidence. It is a kind of wild guesses. And the next one, assumption, is something we believe and without checking the evidence. This assumption could be based upon our prejudices or our stereotypes. So this is an assumption. But coming to an inference, inference is the conclusion that we make by using the clues and the evidence given in the text. So this is what is inference. So are you able to differentiate between a guess, an assumption, and an inference, right?
Yes.
So I would like to move on and teach you how to draw an inference from a given text. First thing, we need to read it very carefully. Carefully means not slowly. We need to read it carefully and try to identify the hints given by the writer. We need to collect these hints and identify the clues as well. Once we get all these clues, we need to connect them together to arrive at a conclusion. And after connecting these clues using our prior knowledge, we can assume something. We can try to arrive at a conclusion which is not directly given in the passage or context. And the last one, what we must avoid is taking on wild guesses. Because if you guess wildly without any kind of evidence or any kind of proper information given in the text, you might definitely end in a wrong place, right? So what you need to do is you need to avoid wild guesses. So this is how you are going to draw good inferences from a given text. Now, since we have learned how to draw an inference, we will just go into an activity, right? So here is a passage. I want you to read it carefully, and then there will be questions followed, and you need to answer them. So just take a minute and please read the paragraph. One of you could read it out. Venkatesh, please.
Ravi, Ravi entered the office quietly. He placed his bag near the door and looked at the notice board for a long time. His face slowly relaxed and he smiled to himself without speaking to anyone. He went straight to his cabin.
Yes, there is a situation given here. What could you infer from this? The options are yes, here are the options. Ravi was late for work. He saw some good news on the notice board. Ravi does not like to talk to his colleagues, and Ravi was feeling tired. We can see the answer here. Ravi saw some good news on the notice board. What I say is this is the best inference for this situation. But how did I arrive at this point? Let's collect hints by reading the passage carefully. First one, Ravi entered the office quietly. Is there any hint there? Ravi is working somewhere. Right, Ravi is an employee somewhere. That's one thing. He placed his bag near the door and looked at the notice board for a long time. Is there any hint here? There are two things. One, he placed the bag somewhere and he looked at the notice board, and the time period is also given. For a long time or short time here?
Long time.
Yes, it is for a long time. Hint number 2. Next, his face slowly relaxed and he smiled to himself. Are there any hints here? Yes, Surya, could you please point them out?
His face slowly relaxed and smiled to himself.
There are two hints here.
As he seen something good news on the board, that's why his face slowly relaxed. And as he saw that good news, he smiled himself.
So that's what is the right inference for this paragraph.
Yes.
Right. So what I intend to say to you is, once we are given a situation or a real life situation, we should not jump directly into the conclusions without having a proper evidence. Yes, would you like to
Excuse me,
speak
sir.
something?
Don't you think the last sentence is to give some contrary understanding of without speaking to anyone, he went straight to his cabin?
Yes, it was a very good observation by you, Rajkiran. Without speaking to anyone, he went straight to his cabin. Here we can infer something else. The good news could be on Ravi itself. The good news could be related to Ravi itself. And he might be some kind of a selfish person and he wants others to learn the news by themselves. So that's why he might have silently left from there and entered his cabin. But the options given here are, let's go by the options here. See, Ravi was late for work. If somebody is late, would he stand at the notice board and keep smiling? It would be foolish, right? And let's see the third one. Ravi does not like to talk to his colleagues. This is also an inference that could be made, and Ravi was feeling tired. If he feels tired, there is no one who can smile being tired, right? So option A and option D are eliminated. And let's come to option B and option C. Let's see the hints once again. In the paragraph, there is no mention of colleagues, right? Is there any mention of colleague?
No, sir.
No. So, since the information is not there in the paragraph, we are nowhere near to this kind of inference. Right. And notice board, that's directly mentioned in the paragraph itself. So, the hint logically flows to the conclusion. So, this is the right inference. Right. Let's go to the next one. Yes. Let's see paragraph number 2. Nagaraju, could you please read it out?
Meena reached the bus stop early. She kept looking at her watch again and again. When the bus finally arrived, she did not get up immediately. She sat still and let the bus go.
Yes. So Meena let the bus go. So let's not go into the options now. Let's try to get the inference from here. So let's first collect the clues and then do the rest. So Meena reached the bus stop early. She kept looking at her watch again and again. What do we understand from here?
Maybe she's not waiting for the bus, sir.
She was waiting for the bus because she has arrived at the bus stop early. And next, when the bus finally arrived, she did not get up immediately and she sat still and let the bus go. She left the bus. Was she really waiting for the bus?
No, sir.
By this sentence, we don't see that she was waiting for the bus. But let's see the options. We can infer lots of things, right? But all inferences could not be right in all situations. Yes.
No, sir. I thought that. Can you move the last slide, please?
Yes.
I thought she did not get the right bus. She might have been looking for a particular number or particular bus. She might have.
Yes, that's a wonderful inference. That's all. That's a wonderful inference. So next. Yes, here are the options. Meena missed the bus. Is it logical somewhere? No, because there is no hint that the bus left. And Meena decided not to travel by that bus. Meena was very tired. Meena did not like buses. If she did not like buses, she would not be coming to the bus stop and waiting for like a fool, right? So, option D is eliminated, option A is also eliminated, and let's see option B and C. If she is tired, what would she do? She would silently go back to home, right? And let's see option B. Meena decided not to travel by that bus, which means it could be the wrong bus. That's all right.
Yes,
So
sir.
this is what is inference. So one thing I want to mention is all inferences could not be right in all situations. That's one thing. And so here is the answer. And this is an important skill, and I would like to tell you why this skill is important. First one, while reading something, we need to, if we need to grasp the by reading the passage, we are going to get the literal meaning, that's all. But as literature is very deep, we need to understand the implied meaning as well. So upon collecting the hints and drawing inferences, we will be in a position to understand the implied meaning in the readings. And this could be useful in our practical life as well, in interpreting people's feelings and intentions. But how is this practical? Just imagine you went to your relative's house. You are made to sit in the sofa and no one would come and greet you. What could you infer in this situation? Do they really like you coming there?
No, sir.
Right? We could infer and we can, but there is a caution that all inferences could not be right. So that's one thing. And the last one, making decisions with limited information. So when there is a the crunch of time, the information could not be given fully. So with a little amount of information, we can arrive at decisions by using this skill, right? And finally, I would like to conclude my lesson by saying, drawing inferences is not just a reading skill, but it is a life skill because it is useful for practical situations as well. And one thing, good readers, let it be the textual readers or those who read people, good readers don't read only the lines, but they read between the lines. So that's all. Thank you.